you enjoy or like about your job this time of year compared to the regular season?
Well, this is a great week for us. We got a hungry group, and we've got a lot to prove. And so every step of this process is important. And a lot of our guys are first time in the playoffs. We're playing a team that has really a ton of playoff experience and championship experience. And so, we have to understand how important the details are. And we've spent a lot of time focusing on those things. And we got one more day tomorrow, and then we get out of here.
Have you had to take, or have you taken any individual time with some of those guys who haven't played in the playoffs before about what to expect this week during the series, all that kind of stuff?
Stuff's been ongoing all season, and I'm not going to get into private conversations. It's just, but we're hungry, but we've got a lot to prove, and we did some good things to get to the 6th spot and to get it secured, but now it's a whole new ball game, and we're going against a team that has a lot of experience and a lot of great players.
Just to keep going on this, what do you like about how these guys have approached this week? What do you feel like is some of the most important things you've been able to accomplish?
Yeah, the spirit has been very good. The week has been divided up, I think, in a good way for the purposes of retaining the things that we're talking about. But once the ball gets thrown up Sunday night, the whole thing's on. So we're looking forward to getting going.
Did anyone impress you or step up as a leader down the stretch of the season or this week in a way that they maybe hadn't beforehand on the team?
Our leadership's been consistent all year long. It's been Tyrese, Miles, Pascal since he's come on board. It really is a leader by example. He's relatively new to our situation, and so he immersed himself in this thing gradually. TJ McConnell's an important guy, and we don't have a whole lot of playoff experience, but we have a lot of hungry guys.
Where are some of those conversations with the guys who might not have had playoff experience? Have you kind of leaned on the older guys who have had that experience, who've either come in as of late or earlier in their careers to talk to those younger guys?
We're just looking forward to competing. You guys are asking a lot of detailed questions, looking for stories. I get it, but really from my standpoint, our standpoint, we're hungry and we got a lot to prove. I mean, that's the simple message, and we have great respect for the experience that Milwaukee has.
Everybody come through healthy so far. I mean, obviously, there's a couple guys who were questionable on Sunday. Has the week been good for them?
I hope so. I hope so. Obi had a little back thing that kind of flared up, just came out of nowhere, but got it worked on, and I think he's okay. And Jalen is doing better. This time has helped him. Isaiah's doing well. And so, one more day tomorrow, really kind of a tapered down day, and then we'll get on the plane.
Series with a different franchise. In what ways does it feel similar or different to what you've done in years past with Toronto?
I mean, I think it's the same, I guess, like just being in this moment, just knowing that there's a lot to play for. Playoff is always an exciting time, and being a part of it is a blessing. I think for me in Toronto, obviously, probably took it for granted a little bit just because it felt like it was just happening all the time. And I think the couple of times where it didn't happen, it was definitely a tough time for me. So I'm enjoying this, and it's a good opportunity, and it feels the same as the postseason.
In what ways have some of the younger or lesser experienced playoff guys relied on you for advice, anything like that, leading up to this?
Yeah, no, I have that experience, so just making sure that we stay calm through it all, and not get too high with the highs and not too low with the lows. It's just that's the playoffs, and I think my message just been it's whatever happened in the regular season is forget about it. Obviously there's things we can learn from that, but it's not going to be the same teams. It's going to be adjustments, and everything is just focused and laser focused on on this, because and you can't just think about the past at this point. We got to continue to work on us and just continue to get better as a team, and just, to me, it's just going out there, having fun, playing, be the hardest playing team, and again, the results are going to take care of itself.
They asked you about how style of play changes, and what have you told them?
Who? Oh,
some of the other guys.
I mean, I think obviously that there's a lot more preparation, and it's a lot more detail oriented, and teams are going to try to take things away. Some teams might have gimmicks. There's going to be a lot of things that you probably haven't seen, and then the crowd is a whole different ball game, and just those different factors that get into it. But at the same time, it's just playing basketball. And it's the same thing. There's a hoop, there's basketballs, and the better team's going to win. So we got to go out there with focusing on details, and again, just focusing on us, and having confidence in our play.
You mentioned the word calm earlier. How do you keep guys calm who have pressure for the first time in this kind of setting?
I think for me, I have to be that calming presence, for most of the time. But I think the coaches, everyone, we just got to make sure that, again, I think one of the things is just not get too high when things are going well, and not get too low when they're not. Because it's going to be a series. It's going to be a lot of, we're going to make mistakes. We're going to do good things. It's going to be a lot. And if you focus on every emotion and trying to ride every emotion, you're not going to get anywhere. And I think that that's what you learn being in the playoffs. Is, you can lose the first game by 20 and win the next game by 2. It's one win. It doesn't matter. And I think that's the focus.
Who taught you all this? Was there someone in Toronto that was?
I think just going through the experience of the playoffs. Obviously, got swept a couple of times. Won a championship. I've been through different phases. Lost 2 games. That was against Milwaukee. Lost 2 games. Won the next 4. Lost the first game against Orlando in the first round. I kind of seen it all. Where it's you high and you feel like you won everything, and then there's times where it could be low, where it's you lost 2 games and the next game, if you lose it, you go home, or or it feels like you're going home. So you just got to be able to stay calm through it, and I think there's experience of that just makes you feel that way. And when you've been through things, you get it, and I think if you have guys that can guide you through it, if you haven't been through it, and that's how it helps.
Like you said, you played Milwaukee in playoff series. What's different about them now since the last time you saw them? I think you played them in.
They're a championship team. Yeah, they're championship team. They've been through a lot. They've got guys that can play. Obviously, Dame, Giannis, the whole roster. They have a Hall of Fame coach. They have pieces, and like I said, they have the experience. They won a championship, So that's the tough part, and it's a veteran team. So yeah, they're gonna be good. They're gonna be focused. They're gonna be ready. And again, like I said, I think to me it's we got to play harder. We got to be hungry. And one of the things is when you haven't been through this thing, it's at the end of the day, you just got to give everything you have. You're not thinking about nothing else. I think that's the kind of good thing about not being through it. You're not thinking too much about it. Just go out there and play. And again, whatever happens is going to be an experience, and you can learn from it.
How does the uncertainty over Giannis' status impact your preparation, not knowing?
I think for me, it's I think he's going to play. So I don't know much. I don't read anything. I don't know what's happening. And I think you just prepare like he is going to play. At the end of the day.
The fact that Bobby's played as well as he has, how much does that? He's obviously something you got to prepare for as well. And is that
again, we won the championship. That's a guy that's been around the league. He's a really, really good player. He plays with force, and he's aggressive, and he can score the basketball. As a big. So it's going to be a problem, and we gotta do it together. And like I said, when you play against guys that's have experience and that's been in those moments, they're always dangerous.
What does it mean to you to be back in the postseason? First time, I think, since you were with these guys before.
No, it means a lot. This is a really special group we have here, and just excited to be back in the playoffs. Indiana's such a winning organization, and that's the last time I've been in the playoffs, so it's good to be back, a part of this culture again.
What have you thought of, Rick Carlisle thought of as a tactician, what he's been doing to help you guys prep this week for the Bucks?
Yeah, he's a champion, so he knows what it takes. He knows what it takes this time of year. He's really preparing us hard. We're having some great detailed communicative practices, and it's getting us ready to play. And we have all the trust and faith in Rick and this coaching staff to get us ready, and that's what they've done so far.
The unique thing about this group making it is a lot of guys who haven't been in the playoffs before. It's the first time compared to the teams you've been with before. What stands out about that, about how some guys who've never been there are approaching this week or listening and things like that?
Yeah, I mean, I think everyone's just super excited. I think obviously this is Tyrese's first time in the playoffs. I know he's really excited, and it helps having a guy like Pascal, who's won a title as well, kind of guiding us through this week and guiding us getting ready. And you can just tell guys are just, they're curious, they're just excited. We're all watching the play-in game, seeing how much more physicality is out there, and the refs letting you play through stuff, and just the overall intensity is it's raised to a different level.
What are some things Ty's asked? I mean, he's very much a curious guy when it comes to this kind of stuff. He's always trying to pick somebody's brain around the league. I mean, what are some of the things he's asked you guys?
Ty's really asking too much. I think it just, he's been in the league, 3 or 4 years, and this is his first time, and I think he just really wants to make his stand on this series, and I think it's just exciting. We've obviously played these guys a lot this year. I haven't been a part of any of them, but I know they've been some really intense battles, and we're looking forward to the challenge. They're a really good team.
How do you feel about just the way you're playing coming into this? I mean, you started to get some shots, find a rhythm, obviously coming off the injury. I mean, just how much do you feel like you're building?
I feel a lot better now. Obviously a pretty rough stretch there, getting hurt and really not being able to make a shot for 2 weeks. So it just felt good to see a few go through, at least the last game, get some rhythm going into this time of year, and just be ready, be ready for whenever my name's called, be the best teammate I can be, and just excited to be back. I'm just super blessed to be here.
You know TJ well from your last stint here. What can you say about the level he's been playing at over the last month or so?
Man, he's been awesome. He's really stepped up. I think he's just shown that he's a lot more than just a backup point guard passer. He can really score the basketball, and that's what he's doing. He's doing what the defense is giving him, and he's just taking us to a different level. His leadership in the locker room is so important to us, and obviously everyone sees it out there on the floor. He plays his tail off every single night.
How does the way you guys play offense now, kind of not accelerate, but basically enhance what he can do, basically?
Yeah, I mean this is a dream offense for TJ because you can't really do anything wrong. It's just how fast and how quickly you can get into the next action, and that's what guys like TJ, myself, Ty, everyone on this roster, really the way they've built it is guys that are unselfish, that know how to just play basketball and make basketball decisions, and this is a perfect offense for a guy like TJ and pretty much everyone on this roster.